the eighth wonder of the world on social media. How do I eat foods like this and maintain this body composition and health? I'm Dr. Tony Huge, biohacking and bodybuilding pioneer, and today I'm going to answer your questions about Slin pills. This is amazing because I designed it because there was nothing else like it on the market that specifically shuttled nutrients into the muscle cells. So there were other products on the market that help get rid of glucose in the body. They lower blood sugar, they have you pee out the sugar or not digest the sugar or block the sugar from being absorbed into the body, which has a lot of health and longevity benefits. But me as an athlete, I didn't want to just block the sugar. I still wanted the sugar in my body, but I wanted it in my muscles, and that was the difference. And that's why when athletes take this, they notice a huge difference in the amount of glycogen, the amount of sugar they uptake into their muscles, which then translates into better performance and lower body fat, versus the other products that were causing people just to lose the glucose and then causing their muscles to be flat. I was emphasizing athletic performance, and yet it turned out that this was very appealing to the mainstream because people felt better on it. So people who were taking other prescription drugs or other supplements that were meant to lower their blood sugar, all it did was flush the sugar out of their body. They didn't get that feeling of well-being when the muscles uptake more of the sugar. That's what I was going for, and that's what the Slin pills accomplished. Top 3 reasons that I use Slin pills and the benefits that it has is 1, to build muscle, 2, to burn fat, and 3, for health and longevity. So to build muscle, I want more carbohydrates in the muscle. Carbohydrates bring with it water, which helps volumize the muscle, and more carbohydrates in the muscle also means better performance. 2, fat loss. When I lower my blood sugar levels and I lower the amount of insulin that my body has to produce, then my fat loss goes up. Then I can access my stored body fat for fuel. Number 3, health and longevity. The number 1 health problem in America, in my opinion, is people's blood sugar is too high and they're producing too much insulin. By bringing the blood sugar level down and bringing down the amount of insulin that the body has to produce to clear that blood sugar, we therefore help prevent diseases like cancer, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and just overall toxicity, because the number 1 toxic thing that we are facing is elevated blood sugar levels, and this helps lower those. Who benefits the most from Slin pills? Well, I designed it for bodybuilders and for athletes, but really anybody that would benefit from lower blood sugar levels or greater uptake of glycogen and sugar into the muscles would benefit from it, which means pretty much everybody in America. So I give this to all of my friends, whether they work out or not, especially my parents, to protect their health. Now I take these pills and I test my blood sugar. I prick my finger with a diabetes blood glucose monitor, and I can see that if I don't take the Slin pills, my blood sugar after a meal will spike up and it'll stay elevated, and it comes down very slowly. And there's a lot of time that my blood sugar is at a toxic level, even though I have a very healthy system. This helps prevent that spike and starts shuttling the carbohydrates into the muscle much faster, meaning my body doesn't go toxic from the amount of carbohydrates and the amount of sugars in my bloodstream. And so for that reason, I recommend this for everybody who wants to live healthier and a higher quality of life. The suggested serving size of Slin pills is 3 capsules, which works really well for most people. But people ask, should I take it with food? Should I take it in the morning? Should I take it at night? It really doesn't matter in the end, but there are some specific examples I'm going to give you. So there's one day a couple days ago, I didn't plan on taking Slin pills at all that day, but I went out and I ate an entire pizza myself because I have a little bit of an eating problem. When I start eating something like pizza, I can't stop. And then afterwards I ate ice cream. So I probably had 2,500 calories in just one meal. I went home and I took 4 capsules of Slin pill, which helped prevent me storing a lot of that as body fat and instead helps that absorb up into my muscles. And then afterwards, I can even test my blood glucose to see that my blood glucose does not spike and my blood glucose comes down to normal much faster because it is shuttling the sugar out of my muscles. So it works great for cheat meals. But a lot of people take it at night so that they wake up with lower fasted blood sugar. A lot of people are having elevated blood sugar. They wake up with 98 glucose if they test themselves with a glucose monitor. And by taking the Slin pill at night, 4 capsules a night usually brings someone who's at 98 down to 80, which is roughly a 20% decrease in blood sugar. And where do those carbohydrates go? Most of them go into the muscles. So instead of waking up feeling depleted, we actually feel good and full. And you can notice the difference when your blood sugar is lower, you feel more alert. When your blood sugar starts going high, you feel kind of foggy and tired. You know how you feel after you eat a big lunch in the middle of the day? This kind of helps prevent that. So anytime we're eating carbohydrate meals that we don't want to feel foggy and toxic afterwards, and we want to get that sugar out of our bloodstream and our muscle, that's a great time to take the Slin pills. Ultimately, taking them before the meal, but as my pizza and ice cream example, taking them after the meal was fine. Now, what about people who are on low carbohydrate diets or who are already dieting? It can make dieting even more effective and cause us to burn even more fat if we just take it any time of day. So for someone who's already on a very clean diet, we're not worried about cheat meals, those people will often just take 2 capsules in the morning, 2 capsules at night to cause enough of a blood glucose decrease to increase their body fat, so decrease their body fat and increase the amount of fullness in their muscles. The symptoms of overdosing on this is low blood sugar. We want to bring our blood sugar down, but if you bring your blood sugar down too low, you're going to feel very dizzy and disoriented and start sweating. It's called hypoglycemia, which means too low of blood sugar. Now, if that happens, then we need to possibly eat some more carbohydrates to bring our blood sugar back up into a normal range. But I experiment with that because I want to know how many capsules I can take to bring my blood sugar down to an optimal range. For some people, it'll be 4 pills is enough to bring them too low with blood sugar. For others, it's 6 pills. Now for me, if I'm eating just moderate carbohydrates, but I take 6 pills, I'll start getting a little bit dizzy, which means that 6 pills is usually a little bit too much for me unless I had a really big cheat meal. So that's why I usually stick to about 4 pills per day. But if I'm going to have a day where I'm eating lots of carbohydrates all day long, I might take 2 pills 4 times a day to prevent any fat gain from that day and make sure all the carbohydrates go into my muscles, and I won't get dizzy and my blood sugar won't drop too low because I ate so many carbohydrates that day. But someone who's on a very low carbohydrate diet, someone's on a very strict diet, they might even take just 4 pills and they may also start feeling a little bit dizzy. And so for those people, they might only want to take 2 pills. So it takes some experimentation to figure out the right dosage. The right way to experiment is always take a very small amount of something, see how the body reacts, and then you keep increasing until you start getting some of the side effect, and then you know to back off. This is different from the other insulin mimetics and glucose disposal agents on the market because the other ones are designed for health and longevity. They're very useful for that purpose. They lower blood glucose, but mostly they get rid of it out of the body. This was designed specifically to uptake more carbohydrates into the muscle, especially for bodybuilders, athletes, or anybody who wants to have fuller, bigger muscles or wants more fat loss as a result of partitioning the nutrients into the muscle or increasing athletic performance. This was designed for athletic performance and body composition, but it also has the equal benefit of health and longevity of other glucose disposal agents and insulin mimetics.
Yeah, bro, so is it gonna get me huge?
Yes, it's gonna get you huge, and it's getting me huge. And let's check in with the Friends of Freedom and see how it's treating them.